Betrayal in the Goldfields. Kevin Beets joins Parker Schnabel, shaking Tony Beets. Empire. The icy winds of the Klondike are no match for the storm brewing in the Goldfields. A seismic shift has left the mining world in shock. Kevin Beets, Tony Beets' eldest son, and once heir to the legendary Beets dynasty, has crossed the ultimate line of loyalty. He's joined forces with Parker Schnabel, the rival prodigy who stands for everything. Tony Beets has long dismissed this betrayal, has ignited a family feud unlike anything the Goldfields have seen, transforming the Beets empire from an unbreakable unit into a house divided, and fueling an already explosive rivalry between Tony and Parker, the Vikings. Legacy under threat. Tony Beets, revered as the bold Viking of the Goldfields, built his legacy on grit, tradition, and the indomitable spirit of his close-knit family. His booming laughter, sharp temper, and unmistakable blonde locks became as legendary as the wealth of gold he unearthed with his children, Monica, Mike, and Kevin, by his side. The Beets crew epitomized family unity in the harsh, unforgiving mining industry. Kevin, the eldest, had always been groomed as Tony's successor, with a sharp mind for mechanics and a relentless work ethic. Kevin seemed destined to carry the Beets legacy forward, but beneath the surface tension simmered. Tony's old-school muscle over machine philosophy often clashed with Kevin's modern data-driven approach. The cracks widened as Kevin's vision for the future diverged from his father's deeply ingrained methods. Kevin's breaking point. For years, Kevin bore the weight of expectations, navigating the grueling demands of the Goldfields and his father's towering shadow. But the relentless grind, coupled with Tony's unyielding authority, took its toll. Kevin's frustration grew with each heated argument and each rejected suggestion for innovation. The tipping point came during a season that pushed the Beets family to their limits. Equipment failures, brutal weather, and mounting presses highlighted the stark divide between Kevin and Tony. Kevin felt unappreciated, his voice drowned out by his father's booming commands. Then came Parker Schnabel, the golden wunderkind of the mining world. The allure of Parker Schnabel. Parker Schnabel's rise to the top has been nothing short of meteoric. The young prodigy, known for his meticulous planning and cutting-edge techniques, transformed gold mining into a science. While Tony dismissed Parker as an overconfident upstart, Kevin saw him as a visionary, a kindred spirit who valued precision and progress over brute force. When whispers of Parker seeking to expand his operations reached Kevin, he saw an opportunity to break free. It wasn't just a career move, it was a declaration of independence. A family shattered. Kevin's departure was more than a professional decision. It was a deeply personal betrayal for Tony. The Beets name was synonymous with loyalty, and Kevin's defection to Parker's camp felt like a dagger to the heart. The fallout was immediate and devastating. Monica and Mike were left to grapple with the emotional wreckage. Monica, torn between loyalty to her father and love for her brother, struggled to maintain peace. Mike, ever the workhorse, buried himself in keeping the operation afloat. Tony's reaction was as fiery as expected, though he publicly downplayed the rift. Those close to him knew the loss of Kevin cut deeper than any mining setback. The Beets patriarch was left to rebuild his crew, while nursing the wound of losing not just a trusted worker, but his own son. A new power duo under Parker's leadership, Kevin thrived, freed from the constraints of his father's traditionalist approach. He flourished in Parker's tech-savvy, forward-thinking environment. Together, they quickly became a force to be reckoned with, setting new benchmarks in efficiency and gold production. But the personal cost was undeniable. Kevin's bond with his family, once unshakable, now hung by a thread. The Beets family dinners, once filled with laughter and camaraderie, were now tense, strained affairs. A rivalry reignited. The clash between Tony Beets and Parker Schnabel has always been about more than just gold. It's a battle of philosophies, a war of generations. Now, with Kevin at Parker's side, the stakes have never been hire every ounce of gold mined, every piece of heavy machinery purchased, and every triumph on the claims is another chapter in this high-stakes drama. Fans are divided. Some laud Kevin for his bravery, calling his move a bold step toward independence. Others label him a traitor, accusing him of abandoning his family for personal ambition. The road ahead for Tony. The loss of Kevin is a bitter reminder that even the strongest families are vulnerable to fracture. Yet, if there's one thing the Viking of the Klondike has proven, it's his resilience. Tony has vowed to press on to prove that the Beets legacy is bigger than any one person. As for Kevin, has paid off professionally, but the emotional cost of severing ties with his family looms large. Only time will tell if the gulf between father and son can ever be bridged in the goldfields where fortunes rise and fall with each swing of the dredge. One thing is certain: the story of Kevin Beets, Tony Beets, and Parker Schnabel is far from over. The gold may glitter, but the price of ambition, loyalty, and betrayal runs far deeper than the Klondike's frozen ground. Over many seasons, Gold Rush has captivated audiences with its promise of gold and the intense drama that unfolds between its miners. But beneath the glittering allure of precious metals lies a deeper, more compelling story, a tale of ambition, egos, and the inevitable clashes that arise in the relentless pursuit of wealth. For viewers, Gold Rush is more than just a show about digging for gold. It's a dramatic saga of human conflict where personal stakes and power struggles often outweigh the value of the treasure itself. One of the most unforgettable moments in the show's history came during Season 8 when Tony Beets, the self-proclaimed king of the Klondike, shut down Parker Schnabel wash plant, asserting his authority in a bold and dramatic move. Beets, known for his unyielding dominance in the mining world, made a statement that would echo throughout the season. But Parker Schnabel never want to back down from a challenge, retaliated by dumping excess dirt on Beets' land, a clear, defiant message that he wouldn't be intimidated. What followed was a season of heightened tension where grudging respect and constant friction between the two rivals became a defining element of the show. It wasn't just about gold anymore, it was about pride, power, and proving who was truly in charge. But the rivalry between Beets and Schnabel wasn't the only clash that left viewers on the edge of their seats. Gold Rush has always been a show where conflict simmers, not just between rival miners, but even within crews. In Season 1, the Hoffman camp was plagued by tension as Dakota Fred, his sharp tongue, clashed with James Harness. This clash fractured an already fragile unity, pushing the crew to the brink of collapse. This struggle for control continued to rear its head, and as the series progressed, the tensions within the crews only deepened. Season 3 saw the rise of Dustin Hurt as foreman. While he was determined to take charge, his arrogance pushed his crew to their breaking point, forcing him to apologize in a bid to keep the operation running. His humbling moment underscored just how high the stakes were and how fragile leadership could be in the cutthroat world of gold mining. But it wasn't just the miners themselves who would clash. Season 11 brought with it a new dynamic when Fred Lewis and his team of military veterans entered the fray. Their bond, forged through shared experiences of military service, would be tested by the harsh realities of gold mining. A heated argument between Lewis and Johnny Stans over crucial decisions nearly derailed their operation, proving that even the strongest camaraderie can fracture under the intense pressure of the pursuit. Leadership struggles, too, have fueled much of the drama on Gold Rush. Parker Schnabel, often the youngest boss on site, has frequently faced resistance from his more experienced crew members. His relentless management style, driven by youthful ambition and a desire to prove himself, has often clashed with the perspectives of seasoned miners. A particularly intense battle of wills unfolded in Season 9, with Dean Sack, whose resistance to Schnabel's orders exposed the challenges that come with balancing inexperience. With authority for Parker, it was more than just a leadership test. It was about asserting his place in a world that often favored older, more established miners. And then there are the financial pressures, the ever-present looming threat of debt, machinery breakdowns, and mounting costs that can turn a successful operation into a disaster in an instant. In Season 10, Rick Nes found himself drowning in debt and dealing with crippling equipment failures. The pressure within his team grew unbearable, creating an atmosphere fraught with tension and uncertainty. Meanwhile, Tony Beets' relentless drive to expand his operation frequently put him at odds with his own family, particularly his son Kevin. The power struggles between father and son reached a breaking point in Season 15 when Kevin decided to strike out on his own, adding a personal dimension to the already